friends, my name is Allie. Welcome to my brand new YouTube channel. It has been a hot minute since I have been on YouTube, but I'm back and I'm super excited about it. Here we talk a lot about business, entrepreneurship, encouragement, wellness, literally all the things. So today's video topic is my top 7 tips for productivity as an entrepreneur. These also work super well for those of you that maybe have a side hustle outside of your 9 to 5. And also something to keep in mind for those of you that may be wanting to start a business or wanting to start a side hustle outside of your 9 to 5, whatever that looks like for you. I don't know, but these tips are so great to keep you in line, keep you productive. This is how I get things done, people. These tips right here. So without further ado, here are my top 7 tips for productivity that I use as an entrepreneur. Let's get started. Okay, so productivity tip number 1 is to focus on the big 3. Let me preface, if you're anything like me, your to-do list consists of, anywhere between like 7, 10 things sometimes. And the problem with that is that everything becomes important. It's hard to prioritize what really needs to be done. I find for me, when I see those 10 things on the list, I kind of pick and choose which one I feel like doing at the time, which one, I don't know, I want to skip at the moment or whatever, I'll come back to it later. And that's where you lose productivity, that's where you lose steam. So the concept of picking the big 3 is picking the 3 most important tasks, but those tasks have to be ones that directly impact your business growth. So whatever task, I say that word so weird, whatever tasks move the needle in your business are the ones you want to focus on and not move on to anything else until those are completed. And I'm telling you, it sounds so backwards, but you get so much more done. It's wild. Tip number 2 is to batch schedule. What that means is you schedule in similar tasks within the same time frames that work for you. It can be within the same hour, within the same day, within the same week, within the same month, or whatever. The reason for that is because your brain actually works so much better when it does things repetitively, right? So if you can put in similar tasks within a tight time frame, then your brain, it's doing its routine, it's getting into the momentum of the task, and you get so much done so much quicker. For example, every Thursday, right? So I set aside the same day every week just to focus on content creation. And so that could be YouTube videos, that can be Instagram posts, stories, email marketing that I want to go out, whatever that looks like. It's all content creation. I put that into one day every single week. Another example is checking email. I only check my email from 12 to 2 every day. So 12 to 2 is when I read emails, respond to emails, and then I cut myself off there. But I keep it within that window so that I don't get distracted and get pulled in like a million different directions. A final example would be I pick one day, so usually the first Sunday of every month, to sit down for the entire day and go through all of my marketing content for the future months coming. Usually I try to stay a month ahead, but there are some things where I have to plan out like months and months ahead. But I always stay on top of it by setting aside that one day per month. So that's what I mean by batch scheduling. Does that make sense? So tip number 3, it's kind of in the same realm as tip number 2, but that is to pre-schedule all of your content. Marketing content is what I'm referring to. And so you can use different apps like, I know for Instagram in particular, you could use like Tailwind or Later or Hootsuite or whatever to pre-schedule your posts to go out or your stories to go out at certain times. And this is super helpful when you're gearing up for a launch or doing like a giveaway, something where you have to put some thought and planning into it. This is such a good tip to use for that. So I actually do that. I put aside a day for that as well every week. So that goes into batch scheduling, but it's batching your content. Tip number 4, okay, I'm going to admit a little bit of a weakness that I have here, and that is delegating, because I have this demon that sits on my shoulder that's called perfectionism that I deal with every day. So that's something I'm learning to let go of. So when I say that, I mean tip number 4 as being outsourcing, which is the scariest word for me. You want to stay within your zone of genius as much as you can when you're running a business or when you're doing your side hustle or whatever that looks like for you. Now, for me, for example, my zone of genius is content creation and communication, like coaching. So being on calls, doing things like that, anything that's personable. Now, things that I can do, but they're definitely not within my zone of genius, are things like ad strategy, web design, business, like accounting. Like I said, I can get the job done, but it definitely takes me outside of my creativity zone of genius, my personability zone of genius. And so that's what I mean by outsourcing, because you can put those tasks onto other people that's their zone of genius, right? So they can get it done for you, do it right the first time. You don't have to spend hours of your day wasting hours of your day trying to figure these things out just for like a simple landing page that probably takes them an hour, whereas it takes you like 2 weeks to figure out, right? So things like that. So I have learned to let go a little bit, and I have learned the beauty of outsourcing, and it is not, if you're a perfectionist like me, it is not as scary as it seems. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. It has been a blessing to me to be able to do that. So outsource, ask for help. That's the key. So tip number 5 is to schedule in your breaks. I can't tell you how important this is. So I keep a schedule in like Google Calendar, and then I keep a written schedule as well. But I do schedule in my breaks, and I stick to that schedule, because if not, that can lead to burnout, that can lead to overworking, that can lead to you forgetting to eat. Genuinely, I can't tell you how many times it turns like 6 p.m. and I have been working since 9 a.m. and I am like, wow, I really didn't eat anything today. I didn't drink any water today, because you get so focused, so in the zone. So I will physically go in and set alarms. I had a friend show me this actually. So alarms that wake you up on your iPhone, right? You can go in and set alarms for the times that you need to take a break, just so you get that instant reminder. So important. Tip number 6 is something that I personally am still working on. However, when I implement this tip for myself, it makes a world of a difference. And it is to prepare yourself the night before for the day to come. You following me? So what I do is the night before, I will write out my big 3. And that way it's off my mind. I can fall asleep without thinking of all the things I have to do the next day. And then also laying out my clothes for the day to come. But here's what happens when I don't do that, just so you can see why it's so important. I wake up and I immediately have to get my mind wrapped around what I'm doing today, what my big 3 list is, okay? Boom, 25 minutes gone right there. Now, I promised myself I was gonna work out today, so I need to find my leggings. Can't find my leggings. Are they even clean? God knows. I don't know where my shoes are. Okay, now I'm looking for everything. Can't find it. Now I'm frustrated. Another 20 minutes go by. Okay, maybe working out wasn't in the plan for me today. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. Boom, I lost my workout and I lost time for that day. But when I do it the night before, I wake up, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know my action steps. I am dressed for the gym, whether I go or not, the intention is there. And so at number 6, like I said, small but mighty, small but mighty. And number 7, this goes along with number 6, but that's establishing a really solid morning routine. Routine is hard for me just naturally, and so I have to be super disciplined when it comes to a morning routine, but it really does set up my day for success. I actually use this app, I think it's called Fab app or Fabulous app, one of those, but it's a habit building app. And so you have a morning and night routine, and it only allows you to add like one habit for 7 days, and then you can add a second habit when they think the first habit is like sunk in it. Like it's very like science based. It's really cool. So I've been using that every day, and now it's become a habit to use the app. Like they're really good at what they do. But I've built up my morning routine to drinking water, so like a whole 16 ounces or something like that. I do my morning pages and devotionals, so those go kind of hand in hand. I stretch, what else? Eat breakfast, and I think that's where I'm at. I'm up to 4, and then my night routine is putting out my clothes and writing out my big 3. So, but it's become like so ingrained in my head now, and I'm telling you, It makes such a difference. It starts my day off so incredibly, and it's something that you should try. If you're interested in the app, and I didn't explain it very well, I'll try to put it in the description below. All right, everybody, so those are my top 7 tips for productivity for entrepreneurs and side hustlers. Let me know if you already implement a lot of these tips within your day-to-day, because they're so incredible. They literally keep me so focused. It's hard to miss one. If you have a tip or a hack when it comes to productivity that maybe I didn't mention, leave it in the comments below. I would love to chat and learn something new. I am such a nerd when it comes to this stuff, so I will nerd out with you in the comments, promise. And if you want to chat or hang out a little further, then all the fun happens over on Instagram. @AllieOtter is my username, which I'll place right here. And then also like this video and subscribe to my channel so that you can get notifications for future videos. On that note, I will be posting a video every Monday morning moving forward with this new channel. So like I said, get ready for a lot of encouragement, a lot of wellness, a lot of spazziness from me, a lot of business talk, and maybe some surprises here or there. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me, and I look forward to posting more videos, getting this thing going, and I will talk to you all so soon. Have a good day.